A few more thoughts, note to self for the next time. Whenever I quilt one of these cross quilts, I usually find that it is easiest to have it on sideways, load it sideways, because I can do more of the rays when I have it this way. I do oftentimes end up turning the quilt the right way to do some final touch-ups, but I think on the next one, I'm going to make sure that the center of the cross is reachable in my throat space. And whatever works for how far out I can reach, I think that is the row that I'm going to use for marking where my rays go out. However many rows out I can get beyond that. But I want that starting point of the center of the cross reachable in my throat space. And then however far I can reach that last row with my needle, I'm going to use those points as my other end. And then still figure out what the straight line is from the center to each of those spots. Okay, so I oftentimes start from the inside and work my way out. And on this particular quilt, I actually started on the outside and I was at every other block. So they were 4 inches apart on the starting edge, and then they all went in to the center. And that looks really nice too. But no matter what you do, there are more rays on the bottom than there are on the top. And more than once, I have figured everything out on the top, and yep, everything's good, and then I roll things up, and I cannot see this when I first am stitching on the bottom. It's fine for the top because you can see that, and it's all good, but this is not the same as this. This is the same as this, so side to side they are the same, but top and bottom do not end up being exactly the same. So after doing the top, and when I advance, I'd want to again make sure that I can reach the center of the quilt. It would be way up here though, of course, and then make sure that you mark the matching spots, the starting points on this side of the cross. Oh my goodness. I have done this more than once, that I'm stitching along, and I'm marking my start, and then I finish on here. But you can see that every once in a while, I'm miscounting, and I will start one of these rays slightly wrong and head out, and so then my angle is incorrect. And then I thankfully usually catch it before I get too far, and then I unstitch and fix it and start over again. But yeah, if you miscount where you're supposed to put things, yeah, then there's some unstitching to do. So note to self, next time I'm going to make sure that I can reach the center within my throat space, and however far I can reach, I'm going to use every intersection of that row, whatever that row is, as my point of reference. And then make sure that wherever it lines up in here, because that'll all be different depending on what you start with out there, make sure we mark here next, and again, make sure we can reach this center when we advance to do this side. And again, just go out as far as we can. And yeah, anyway, I think that's what I'm going to try next time. So yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for all of you who follow me with the Cross of Many Squares quilts. And come back, see me again, tell your friends about me. I have a playlist on YouTube with lots of videos about the Cross of Many Squares quilt. And yeah, I also have a lot of information on my private Facebook group called Pro Stitcher Pavilion with PaolaJo. But yeah, God bless you all. Toodaloo.